YB stays on your neck.
It's on my neck.
Your boy, the YB, can now exclusively, proprietarily confirm Deontay Wilder versus Dino Ortiz 2, the rematch, aka the rematch which should never be a rematch because you knocked him out the first time. In fact, on a serious note, can someone remind me, when has anyone ever done a rematch of someone they knocked out? By the way, let's not make out, this weren't no Roy Jones freak KO situation where Ortiz was a pound for pound champion the first time and Wilder shockingly knocked him out. We're talking about no one knew Ortiz before. Ortiz never done nothing before. Unknown. He was the B-side. Wait there. You knock out a D-side opponent and you rematch him. Where do they do that at? Unknown. Anyway, as I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted by my procrastinating mind, the YB can now proprietarily confirm his inside sources within the PBC Fox entity. Wilder vs Ortiz 2 pay-per-view numbers have flopped. I'm hearing under 200k. And the embarrassing thing is, Rick Glazer, there were allegations of 2,500 pay-per-view sold. Now, the reason the YB didn't do a video on that, because yeah, we like to have a good time, but that just seems too silly. That's just not even. I like to bring real talk. Does that make sense? As in, you don't have, the great thing about Wilder numbers are, you don't actually have to lie. Do you know what I mean? You don't even have to. What's the point making up a 2,500 lie when in reality it's gonna bomb anyway? So I was waiting for the real numbers to come out. The YB now has the real numbers. This bombed well under 200k. I'm hearing 150, tracking 125, some LDBC 175, well under 200k. That's a fact. A fact with a capital F. Flop for F. Yeah? That's what did happen. Wilder vs Ortiz 2 flopped. And I'm hearing, I reckon, around 150k from my sources within the PBC. Now, you may be saying, well, YB, you're making it up. If I'm making it up, ask yourself this question. Where are they at then? It's not rocket science now. What do we know? Normally, when a PBC show happens, Errol Spence versus Sean Porter, any one of them ones, Errol Spence versus the other guy before that, not Manny Pacquiao, the other guy, Mikey Garcia. The numbers are out within a few days, 3-4 days at the most. It's now been a week and there's been no alleged number out. Do you know why that is? Because what they're doing is, normally, the reason why you hear about the PBC numbers initially is because they put out what's tracking, yeah? As in, yeah, it's going to be about this. However, the reason you're not hearing about it now is because the numbers are so low, they don't want to tell you the initial number. They're waiting so they can add in. Normally they have like international sales, which normally they won't even count them. They'll just give you the US number. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Oh, here's the US number because we've got that now, because it's in-house. However, for this Wilder show, they can't give you the US number because it sucked. So instead, they're adding up all these random territories. Oh yeah, Djibouti, what's that number? They're waiting as long as they can so they can add in. Oh, you know, because it's not just pay-per-view works. They have national, so the US, they have international, then they have loads of other stuff where sometimes they do short circuits. So they're waiting for all the pubs to ring up. They're waiting for all the pubs to report their numbers and all the different like cinemas and whatnot. Trust me, they're adding every single one up individually. On a serious note, I got my local pub. I went down there the other day and asked them, have you heard anything about Wilder versus Ortiz 2 numbers? And they said, yeah, well, the thing is, I just got off the phone, reporting my number in. No word of a lie. Local UK pubs are having to ring up and put in their numbers up there. Oh, yeah, we had about 30 people in the gaff. And then PBC said, oh, cheers for that. Thanks for that, the World's End pub. Cheers for that. Puts the phone down. Seriously, they're adding all these random ass numbers in that normally aren't counted. Normally, as an example, normally Pacquiao versus Floyd out within a few days, bang, 4 million US homes. This Wilder number is going to include every single bit of speculation because it sucked. The US sales about 100k at tops. I'm talking tippity top. Hence why when you hear the 200k, that will include every single scrap they've put in there. Adding numbers, because obviously when people watch it at a pub, normally that just counts as one sale, but they want to know how many people was in the pub, because they're going to count that as eyeballs. Oh man, there was 100 people at the pub, so that's 100 pay-per-views. That's what they're going to do. I'm telling you now. I've heard from local source. Yeah, they call it closed circuit television, I believe. That's what it's called. No joke. That's what's happening here. No doubt. Wilder versus Ortiz 2 has flopped. And actually, to add insult to injury, I feel bad for Wilder, man. But I've been watching this interview because initially the whole claim about the 2,500 pay-per-views was allegedly made by Rick Glazer. Now, he went on the Boxing Voice and said that this was not the case. He actually reported that it's done around 220,000. But he shut down that rumour of the 2,500. That 2,500 rumour was a poor rumour, to be honest. I wish someone had done a bit of thinking. They should have come out and said something like 100k. That would have been a lot more funnier, or 75k, or even 50k. That would have been a lot more funnier, because it would have had some... People don't realise, with trolling, you have to be careful. You have to get it... There is actually a level of IQ to trolling. You don't want to be too stupid. Like 2,500, that's just not realistic. We know people who have no sales at all, like Andre Ward or whatever. They even do 150. So you got to be, come on, you got to talk turkey now. Yeah, Wilder Ortiz 100 flat. Yeah, that's what we're hearing. 100 flat. We even know Terence Crawford, who can't sell a ticket for nothing. Not even a bit of a ticket can he sell. He's doing like 75k. So you got to be realistic here. Yeah? I'm having 100, 120, and that's including transnational. That's, in fact, I've heard they're including intergalactic sales. They're ringing up Mars and ringing up the Alpha Centauri galaxy. Oh, did you get the Wilder vs Ortiz? Trust me, they're ringing up all kinds of different entities, all different galaxies, intergalactic sales. Trust me, when that number comes out, it's going to be normally the numbers you hear are national US sales. But for this Wilder Ortiz, when it comes out, the reason it's taken so long, because obviously we know light between different galaxies, it takes like a hell of a long time. That's why the numbers ain't come out yet. They're waiting for the light to travel there and back. They're waiting for the radio wave to travel there and back so they can get the numbers back in from Alpha Centauri. That's what they're waiting for. I'm telling you, for the next star system. That them numbers are not in yet. They're waiting for Alpha Centauri's numbers to come in. That's what they got to wait for. They need every single intergalactic sales. Yeah? Well, you hear him, oh man, hello, it's Al Heyman here. Time to report the Wilder vs. Ortiz intergalactic sales. That's what's coming up, because they can't do the US sales. They weren't no one in the US who bought it, unfortunately. They'd love to give you the US number, but they can't. Yeah? They can't give you it. No one bought it. And that's probably why as well it's taking so long, because normally when you have a lot of sales, it kind of registers in the system. But because Wilder Ortiz, no one bought it, they've got to go manually searching, as an, you know what I mean? Like Floyd Mayweather flights, he has X amount of buyers, and that gets the system warmed up. Wilder vs Ortiz, the numbers are so low, the system can't even automatically track it. They're having to go through manually and check everyone's house. Did he buy it? Did she buy it? He didn't reach the threshold. Yeah, he didn't reach the automatic counter threshold. Yeah, unfortunately, someone's got to sit there and add up each individual house because the numbers are too damn low. The machine couldn't track it. The machine can't track numbers that low. It's one of them ones for Wilder, peaky one. But the last thing I'll say is, I felt bad for Wilder because his team is called, or the LDBC and the Boxing Voice, they're meant to be part of his team, and they even posted a video up saying Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz 2. Pay-per-view record low, tracking at 2,500 buys. Wow, they're even this is how desperate. This is how little Wilder fangirls get paid. They're having to post up clickbait just to get some clicks, man. That's peak for them, man. Truly, this is what happens, you see, when people don't do numbers. The YB, I can just post up an AJ video and it's getting watched because people rate AJ. Wilder, on the other hand, you won't see the YB posted up no negative thing about AJ. You just won't see it. Simple. But yet, these Wilder dons, they have to just to get a bit of click flow, they've got to put the clickbait out there. You never see the YB posting about, oh, AJ did 2,000 ticket sales. You don't see me doing it. Number one, it's not true. Number two, don't need to. These men are thirsty for the clicks. How's a Boxing Voice going to sell their boy out? Tracking at 2,500. Truly peaky, man. I'm not being funny. It's going to be closer. The man, whoever made up 2,500, it's going to be closer to that than it is going to be 300,000. That's for sure. That's what we do know. This fight bombed. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Wilder, as always, what can I say? A bummy show. I already predicted it before the fight. I said, listen, you best believe they're going to be using dark matter to hide the crowd. And true to form, they did. No one saw the crowd. The whole crowd was blacked out. Can't see squat. Frank Warren show, copper box style. But like I said, big ups on the Patreon, as always, to my dog, Simon West, coming through, supporting your boy, keeping it 1 trilly. Anyone else who wants to do the same, patreon.com/theyb for more exclusive content and interact with the YB. I don't know.